Round 1. Fight!
What's up YouTube, Duel here from Zephyr Wargames. We finally got to get out of the house and we're going to do a duel between Sacred Beast, which is me playing that on the left with our exclusive Venom Battle Gear, Nixie Nax Arts designed Dark Magician Girl, and of course Dark Magician of Chaos, and up against Robs, who is playing Eldlich. Now I've activated the Law of Darkness, I've banished Chaos Beast off of it. And I've been able to get Dark Beckoning Beast that I've normal summoned in order to get his effect to search. So I'm just going to search out the Chaos Beast that I've banished off of the Allure. Now I do main the Buster Whelp in this. It was a card that I put in at the last minute. Stupidly didn't even put the Union Carrier in, so it's just a dead Allure target at the moment. Anyway, so I search out the gates. I declare to activate the gates, I then get ashed, I then meet that with a Call by the Grave. Woo! Get the Chaos Summoning Beast. Get the additional summon off the Chaos Summoning Beast, or I will do eventually. There we go. And I've pretty much, I think I got full combo -1. I don't think I was able to do the full combo that I've shown you guys, but I'm telling you right now, I love Sacred Beast. I had so much fun with this. So I turn Dark Beckoning into... Dark Summoning Beast into Almirage, and then turn Chaos Summoning into Raviel, and then banish the Chaos Summoning from the graveyard to search out Fallen Paradise, and then get a draw 2. Nice! Really love Fallen Paradise, and you can see there that I drew into the trap card, and the trap card put in a lot of work. It's like a skill drain, but when I've only got one on the board, every time my opponent special summons a monster, I'm like, okay, cool. Gain life, gain life, gain life. I may actually do like a multi-way duel after this, and I think I ended up getting on like 26,000 life. It was beautiful. So I set 2 and pass. And for those of you that don't know what a multi-way is, it's basically just a massive free-for-all. Really fun. Definitely advise doing it. Set 1 more, and he luckily didn't see it. Yes! So, standby phase, flip the trap. So basically, anytime Rob will normal, a special summon a monster, I gain that much life points. So it's like, okay, cool, so do your synchro combo, gain, 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 special summon lord, gain. Sadly he didn't open up with a synchro engine and just set 4 and kind of had to pass. I was like, alright, let's go. And then Fallen Paradise is so broken. I was like, if that survives, I'm drawing. Anyway, so you activate Sanguine, fine, I've got nothing to stop that. Brings out Golden Lord, or as he likes to call him, the Golden Boys. Hitting the board, which is, you know, you'd like to think this is a bad matchup for Sacred Beast, but it's actually a really bad matchup for Eldlands because they can't do Eldlich because they can't do anything. So he imperms the Almirage to stop to turn off the trap. I chain the Almirage to jump off. Now, initially, I thought that by doing so, the imperm has to negate to resolve. So we called over the judge. Judge literally just said, no, it's fine. Activates through, turns off the trap. Absolutely fine. I'm not sure if that's right or wrong. But, you know, I was still able to make plays, like so many plays. Sanguine's fine. This is still my turn. Fallen Paradise was just like, let me just double check. And I was like, yeah, you can't target my Raviel. You can't target anything like that. And I was like, cool, I'm just going to draw 2 now anyway. Pot agreed with extra protection. Nice. Normal summon a Dark Beckoning Beast. I was just like, yeah. I'm probably going to get these names wrong. I get them confused quite a bit. Anyway, he's activating Conquistador, and he's declaring to pop my monster because he can't target my Raviel, and my Raviel can't be destroyed by card effects. It's like, nice. The summon still goes through, so I still get the search. I'm just checking what it can add, like 100%. Keep in mind, this is the first weekend I've actually been able to physically play the deck. I absolutely love it. I'm telling you, I've got 2 duels for you guys. This one, and then one up against Dino Nemesis, and it's really good. Anyway, so I add the Raviel Skimmer because it lists Raviel in its name. So I was like, cool. I'm going to add this. I'm going to drop that on top of my Raviel. Raviel is going to be 8k and it can attack all my opponent's monsters. So one thing that I am considering putting in this deck is like a Pentastag, because you'll see in the later duel that he walls up a little bit and it's like, I wish I had that. So I use the 7 gates effect to ditch one to revive one, and I revive the Dark Summoning Beast. And what you've got to remember about Dark Summoning Beast is if you tribute it to special summon one from the deck, you can't attack for the rest of the turn. So this is why I drop the Skimmer, make my Raviel 8k, do a hell of a lot of damage over the Golden Lord, clear off the Conquistador, and then in my main phase 2, that's when I'm going to use the Dark Summoning Beast to tag out and go into a Hamon. Now, I put Hamon in attack because I'm pretty sure I've got the Skyfire. Yeah, so I've got the Skyfire, which basically allows me to negate the effect of a spell and troll, not the activation, which is weird, but cool at the same time. It's a bit of an odd one. And then once I shift Hamon to defense, my opponent can only attack Hamon. It's like, have fun. Through the matchups are really weird because I'm pretty sure I forget Raviel's effect a couple of times because I'm so just waiting for the jet to be normaled and it just doesn't happen. Anyway, so he's activating Sanguine. I believe he's doing that during my end phase, or he's doing it during his phase. We're both a little bit rusty, like physically playing the decks, but I thought Eldlich would be a good matchup against Sacred Beast because they just can't deal with a 4K beta that can't be targeted or destroyed. So they have to use Golden Lloyd's effect to discard and put the fuse spiel. So I called by the Grave the Golden Lord. I'm like, yeah, you can get that out of here. I still got the Skyfire, which can turn off anything. I'm going to use Fallen Paradise, broken. Third time in a row I've been able to use Fallen Paradise to draw 2. Allure definitely should have been in the structure deck. I mean, like, terrible that it wasn't. Like, beginning of the end, alright, why would I want that over Allure? Like, Allure's so much better. Anyway, Allure, I banished the Raviel, which is a bit risky because I only played 2, but I can't see my opponent getting rid of it. I banished the Dark Beckoning Beast to get Uriah. I call it Uriah. I keep getting told off by Rob that it's Uriah. But anyway, I had the Slifer looking one. And I also on the Chaos Beast, and I love this. Chaos Beast, Tribute, Special Summon down Uriah. Oh yeah! Now, he's got no attack because there's no continuous traps in my graveyard, which is why I'm considering not putting it in the deck or taking it out of the deck. But I kind of want to play it. I mean, I want to complete the Sacred Beast. I don't just want it to be Raviel and Hamon Turbo. So I declared to pop one of the back rows. It's an imperm, so yeah, cool, whatever. Again, my Uriah still doesn't have any attack because none of my continuous are in the graveyard. I think I've got the Uriah trap. So, which is really... We'll get to the Uriah trap in the next game because there's a really weird ruling that I'm not 100% sure on. But yeah, he can't deal with anything like that. I've got Hamon, I've got Raviel, and they're just going to go 8k. So we shuffle it up and we move on to
Round 2. Fight!
Boom. Did you like that? Bit of a pause on that one. I was like, oh, it's coming, it's boom. Yeah, I'm trying to play around a bit, guys. I'm trying to make the videos, that bit more entertaining. And apparently, Cursed Outland just wasn't good enough to stay on the board for Rob. He was just like, yep, get out of here. So he's activating Cursed Outland, paying 800. I have got no hand traps in this deck, so this is definitely something I'd be looking into. We didn't side or anything like that. We're just playing it through as is. And obviously, if I was going to side, I'd probably put in some back row hate, Ash Blossoms, and just stuff to kind of slow Rob down a bit. I'm not too sure what Rob would put in for the Sacred Beast. I mean, because it's such a new deck, it's hard to kind of judge. Anyway, while he's about to do his combo, I'm just, showing off the mat again. It's a beautiful mat. I mean, it's come out so well, and the quality is insane. And you can get it with and without zones. There you go, a very shameful plug right there. But yeah, if you're a Dark Magician fan, beautiful. Anyway, so he doesn't do too well. He sets 2 and passes. Draw for turn, Allure of Darkness. Beautiful. You'll see in later games how bad Allure absolutely cucks me. But in the meantime, it actually puts in a lot of work. So my hand was not good at all. I think my hand was all Sacred Beasts with no way of getting them onto the board. So I was kind of like, okay, cool. So I banished the Dark Beckoning. Or Dark Summoning. God, I'm going to keep getting them mixed up. So I banished that off the Allure. But it still really hasn't fixed my hand too much. I think these two, one of them is the trap, the Uriah trap, and one of them is something else, can't remember. But you got Fallen Paradise. I was just like, let's put this in here because I've got 2 ways of getting to Fallen Paradise. I'm pretty sure. So I was like, oh, let's see if I could bait this out because after game 1, he really does not like Fallen Paradise, and I don't blame him. It is a stupidly good card in this deck. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's just doing Golden Lord, get rid of it. But what makes it really cool is it is a very, very nice smoke screen. So if you do want to keep anything, he stops it. And then he's got the tune in. So I'm just like, yeah, guess you're going off on here. So he literally just goes ham, does the standard Jet Synchro combo. And I'm just like, yeah, can't save it. The only risk or the only thing that I have to save this is if he excavates O-line, because he only plays the one O-line, and I was like, oh cool, if you excavate that, you're done, but you're done though. He didn't. So full combo it is. VFD is not that big of an issue against Sacred Beast, because you can still hard summon your monsters. So you can still hard summon like your Hamon or your Raviel. It's a little bit difficult in this deck to bring out Uriah specifically because I don't play a lot of continuous traps. But I already had 2 cards there. Sadly, one of them was a trap, one of them was a spell. And I was like, well, that's pointless. But what the Cillian Skyfire and the Blast do is they let you use face down traps and face down spells. So they don't all have to be continuous. So all I needed was like a Call by the Grave, a Skyfire, and one other spell that I could put face down. And then I could just go normal summon Hamon or get Hamon on, like not the hard way. And then just beat over the... Well, I couldn't kill the UCT, but then he wouldn't be able to kill... not UCT. VFD. Too many acronyms. But then he wouldn't be able to kill my Hamon. So I was like, cool. If I was able to special Hamon in defense, you weren't doing nothing. So that was kind of cool. Anyway, continues the combo. You've probably seen this a million one times, but here's Coral Dragon. I've tried to put the video... I did try to put the video at like 150%, but I've put it at 125%, because I think the 150 maybe went a little bit too fast, and then I probably would have been like, rather than this pace, I would have been like... Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's an Evan Almighty reference off of Bruce Almighty. Very good film. Just check that out. And that's the random film drop of the day. Probably because I've seen and played this combo 101 times. I was just like, oh, okay. So we made VFD. Shocker. And kind of played it quite... He's played it well. I've got no issues with this. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So... Still good. Still fine. So he uses the second trade-in. Now that he's done the thing, all it's doing is deck fin. And excavating the top card. And it's just like, cool. Do your thing. Mills another tuning. Of course he does. I can't remember which this one is, but this is the one that revives from the graveyard. I was like, yeah, okay, cool, do your thing. Brings back Golden Lord. And then this is one thing that I, thankfully, I should have known, but I learned through watching PPG because the amount of times it happens. And you'll see in a second. But he's checking out the Hiquero and the Conquistador. So Hiquero and Conquistador are the end phase, whereas everything else is during the main phase, or the other ones are traps and spells, so you can do them pretty much whenever during your turn that you wish. You'll have to let me know in the comments as well as if the music is a little bit too loud. I'm trialing something out to give you a bit more. I could have used a natural sound, but it was a lot of hustle and bustle where we were, which is, you know. So I thought you'd enjoy a bit of music and a nice soothing voice as we talk over the Eldlich matchup. And here we see the Eldlich in their normal habitat. Natural habitat. So he was like, yeah, 55 damage. I was like, nope, only 25. I was like, why? I was like, because you can only attack with zombies. Rookie errors, but it happens. And he's doing the Hiquero. Yay. The irony is actually you play Uriah in Eldlich, because what you can do is you've got so many continuous traps, you can just sack them all off, put them in the graveyard if your opponent's not going to do it for you. Bring out like an insanely powerful god monster, and then there's another card that allows you to loop your continuous traps in the graveyard. So it's just like, okay. So you can either recycle them or you banish them to get the next parts out. But I mean, especially if Conquistador and Hiquero and that get hit, doubt it. But if they did, you can just start looping them. It's like, okay, cool. I'm now going to play a Sacred Beast in my deck. Obviously, the issue is you are playing a Sacred Beast. Anyway, so I set one. I took the 25 to the face, set one, play a second Fallen Paradise because like, he's just going to try and kill it. He really does not like this card. And that's exactly what he does. He goes Conquistador to pop it. I was like, it sucks that it's my second copy, so if I do get a Sacred Beast on the board, I'm not going to be able to play it or get the draws. But it certainly caused him issues, and it was like, okay, let's waste your 2 turns. Now, I think this pretty much goes exactly as you're seeing it. I've just got no way of getting the gods on board or the Sacred Beast on board, and nothing else from there. So he just jet and token into Formula Synchron, draw 1 card, yeah, as if you need it. He's still got the Golden Land if he wants to, pay an 800 to search out another card. But the worst thing is your normal summons, if you know this, your normal summons and your sets in this deck, in the Sacred Beast, are only going to be 0/0s. So if he didn't know it, he could probably take the gamble of attacking one of the Golden Lords, but I think he can just go Conquistador for 500 over my 0/0, and it's like, yeah, and then he just swings for 5k. I'm like, alright, so I'm left on 500. And then the top day is just... I was like, what I can do is like I can set a monster, possibly, and survive a turn, but I've got nothing else from there. I think my hand is a Hamon, Hamon, Chaos Beast, something else.
Fight!
There you go. That's how it goes. I just scoop it. I go first, and I think I get full combo, and it's just like, oh, when this combo goes off, it was like Ash. And I was like, no, I didn't have Call by the Grave on this time. Oh yeah, this one didn't go too well. Spoiler. Still good though. So I use the additional normal, get my Dark Summoning Beast. I was like, I've got to go for a Sacred Beast. I can't leave my board with a 0/0 in attack. That's the one biggest downside of this deck. Now, the one good thing about this deck is it can run through Ashes, and I'm like, right, let's get the Cillian Skyfire down. Let's bring out the Hamon. I can negate stuff. It's easy to bait out the Hamon because, especially in Eldlich, something that Rob was missing was you activate the Conquistador, and then I have to turn off the Conquistador, otherwise it's going to kill me once you've got a Golden Lord on board. I can't remember what the other set was. I think the other set is the Blast, the trap card, and he imperms thinking that it's a Hamon that turns off. Again, this is an issue of not reading your cards and not knowing what new cards do. So he imperms Hamon, and I was like, yeah, it's my spell card. And he's like, ah, yeah. And he realised that he done goofed. Upstart, always like to have some free life points. Someone said to me that it should come back to free. I was like, are you mad? I mean, I know it's good in time, but no one's going to keep free upstarts in their deck during time. I mean, upstart, cool, just giving you 9,000 time. Ah, cool, excellent. I just lost the deck game because I wanted to draw 3 more cards. Unless those 3 cards are firecrackers or something that's going to get burn damage. Not happening. Yeah, so he goes with the Golden Land. He searches out his Golden Lord. Clearly not a singer. So we've got the Hamon. I kind of fall asleep at this point. Not in a disrespectful way. I kind of like just forget that my Hamon can turn stuff off. And what I wanted to be careful of is that he didn't have the ability to... He's got the ability to Golden Lord, which is exactly what he's doing. He's going to send my Hamon. But I didn't want him to Golden Lord and Conquistador. I wanted to be able to stop that during my turn, because then I can stop it during my turn and then switch my Hamon back to attack. Now, here is where the ruling on the trap card, and on this one, now that I know the ruling, I'm probably wrong, and this game state should probably go to Rob. So this is something that I was unaware of at the time, and we're still waiting on at this moment of time recording this commentary. We're still waiting for full confirmation. So if you do have the confirmation of this, please let us know. But basically, what happens is he declares the attack, and I'm debating whether I want to take the 25 to the face or not. And I was like, I'm not, because I had the fusion in hand, the fusion spell. So I discard this, and basically what it allows me to do is special summon a Sacred Beast from my graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions by discarding 1 card. Now, I naturally assume that because it ignores its summoning conditions, it just summons it in general. Joe then informs me later on that the ruling on the trap is that it has to have been successfully summoned first. Which, again, it makes sense, because to me it would seem a little bit broken, just discard, bring back a Sacred Beast, discard, bring back a Sacred Beast. But then again, there is like the arch nemesis that are like destruction, but don't destroy anything and still lock you out. So if you know the exact answer, let me know. I know they... Yeah, I don't know, it's a weird one, because I know the gods say can't be normal summoned or can't be special summoned, can't be normal summoned, can't be special summoned apart from, except by doing A, B or C. So, yeah, basically under that understanding, this is how I play this match out. I whiff on the Allure, got absolutely nothing, but then it's just like, okay, cool, I'm just going to do Hamon Beatdown, and because I've got the Cillian Skyfire, I'm going to be able to like turn off stuff. And what Rob should have done is, on the Declaration, which would have saved his Golden Lord as well, is on Declaration, that's when you activate a trap, like a Conquistador, mainly, because I'm not going to worry about Huquero, but this is where you activate a Conquistador, because then I'm forced to negate it. And because I've already declared the attack, I would naturally go into defense. So he's activated the Sanguine. I'm like, it's fine. I'm not afraid of having 2 Golden Lords, because your Golden Lords, even boosted up to 35, cannot get rid of my Hamon. So, what you gonna do? Yeah. That's basically how it goes from here. So, I'm gonna swing over the Golden Lord for 15 damage naturally, and then burn for 1,000, because Hamon, once it destroys by a card, destroys by battle, it burns your opponent for 1,000. So Rob's just taking 35 plus the 800 off of Cursed Eldland as well. I think he's got Black Awakening to special from the deck, which is good. His extra deck, by the way, just in case you're like, why isn't he going to trains or anything like that? I think his extra deck is all of the Synchro engines. So I think he plays like the Hyper Librarian and the Synchron and Herald plus. I mean, I don't think you need to. I think VFD is enough. Once you make VFD, there's pretty much game over. And there's very few decks that can actually play through it. I'm not saying it can't be done. But like, I think through one of my PPG streams, we must have seen about 9 games where VFD was made, and not in a single one of those did we see VFD get broken. So it's just one of them sad things that is so oppressive. I would not be surprised if it does get banned on an upcoming list, because I mean, I love the card. I think the card art looks great. I would love to have seen it get a higher rarity, like a Secret or an Ulti. But the fact that it's now so easy to make, like in the past it was difficult, and only Dinos, Dino True Kings and like generators were able to make it consistently and successfully. Now it's just like, cool, if you play this engine you can make it. So maybe they'll kill the engine and then it's not a worry, but I think it can still be done. So, oh, and then I just did a reference there because they're both golden. I was like, Golden Lord, this is Hamon, I am your father. Yeah, very bad Darth Vader impression there. I just found it quite funny. Entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. I am, FYI, recording this at 7 minutes past 11. So I've gone past that, not sleep deprived, but kind of like that kooky moment. Anyway, take out one of the Golden Lords. He sets a card, and I was like, that's clearly an O-Lion, because you're not going to do anything else. I think I looked through my graveyard now, and I'd been waiting for a God card or a Sacred Beast card. I looked through my grave and I was like, I have Dark Summoning Beast there. I could have banished that like 6 turns ago. And searched out, and I was like, no! And the worst thing is, now that I realised that, Rob realised it at the same turn. So he's like, oh cool, I'm just going to go double Huquero. And I'm going to get rid of it anyway. I was like, cool. Again, I'm still not threatened because he can't get past Hamon. which is nice. Obviously, this would be game over if the ruling on the trap comes back differently. I would like to think it's not. I would like to think it's fine. If it's not, I would probably take the trap out because I don't play enough to make it worthwhile in this particular build. So it's my turn. I draw. I'm going to use the effects. He's going to banish it with Aquara. It's like, yeah, fine. It's like stupid. But that's what happens. You've got to keep an eye on every area of the board, which is quite hard sometimes to do. So Hamon is going into the Golden Lord. I mean, I haven't seen him play anything that's wanted me to use the Cillian Skyfire. But now he does it with a Conquistador. I'm like, yeah, I have to negate the effect. And it still floats. Set one and then pass. That's all I got. I'm sitting on a Nibiru, so I was like, if you do try and Jet Synchro combo me, which he hasn't done yet, it's not going to happen, but he's got the O-line, and like I said, he only plays the one O-line. So once that comes out of deck, it ain't happening. The irony that he's seen an O-line before any of his free tunings or free Jet Synchrons is like... and then I'm just confirming to him that my Hamon has to be an attack for me to negate. He makes a Synchro... Oh no, he goes in Halifibrax, so he's going to try and do it the long way. I think he forgets about the token, or he wants to leave it free because he wants to summon off of the thingy and he wants to make Conquistador. And then again, this is where the issue comes in, is he's used a second Conquistador. Not too sure if he could. And then switches everything to attack. Oh yeah, because I think the Conquistador was during my end phase. Yeah, it was during my turn. He goes to swing to attack, and then I declare to use the trap again. Now, he was going to say that he was going to Haquero it to banish it, and I said, well, it's because it's a trap, I can still use it. I would have quick played it. So once I was declared to go, I was like, cool, bring back Hamon. Now, obviously, like I said, again, if that's not the case, I do apologise. Just at the point, I didn't see it, didn't notice it, and I thought this was a valid play. So if you do know differently, or you know 100% sure why, then let me know, and I'll make sure that is never happened again, because that track will come out. I'll put in like I don't even know if I need crackdowns anymore if I'm not going to... I'd probably put in like imperms or like ashes or something like that that's going to be more interruptive to my opponent. But I really hope not, because I love that track. That track was so good if it was played the way that I was playing it. So, custom rules, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on over Halifibrax for 25 plus an extra K, so 35, yeah. He's just banished all his stuff in the grave that should have already been banished prior to this, which is fine. But again, it is literally just Hamon beatdown, and then wall up. I mean, I would have been in trouble. This might make Rob run the train engine, because you just make Gustav Max detach burn for 2k and then make Lib, and then Lib's like, yeah, I'm like 6k. I'll get rid of you, Hamon. No problem. Hey! And I topped it at the gates. So, I mean, like, this is... Love this card. So, it should have been a foil. So good. So, I've got the Dark Beckoning in the graveyard. So, I go for the Chaos Summoning. One other one is the Chaos Core. Such a good card. If your opponent doesn't read it, they're in so much trouble. And if they haven't got anything to get rid of it, they're in so much trouble. Anyway, so I went into the Chaos Summoning Beast. I normal summon the Chaos Summoning Beast. He's judgmented my Chaos Summoning Beast. So I was like, okay, cool. Is what it is. Can't do a lot about that. But because he judgments the summon, I banish it to get a Fallen Paradise. I was like, okay, cool. Fallen Paradise, draw 2, because broken, why not? Draw 2. And then, I think I find another way to get Raviel to the board. Yeah, I do. I use the effect of the 7 gates to ditch and revive the Dark Beckoning. I try to get all 3, which I use that. I'd use the trap to bring back the Raviel because I discarded it for the Chaos Beast. And again, if it's wrong, that wouldn't be happening. And it's just something I didn't know at the time. for some reason, I don't know why I didn't just make Gustav Max for game. I was just really, at this point, I was like, I really want to get the 3 Sacred Beasts on board, which was a bad option. But it's not every day in 2020 you get to have a board of 3 Sacred Beasts, even if it's been played incorrectly or illegal, as some people will say. It's not cheating. I'm just saying it was something that I was unaware of at the time. And then, yeah.
Finish him!
Sadly. So yeah, that was it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Something a little bit different. I will be bringing you another matchup against Dino Nemesis. This time I don't use the trap as in that route. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time, guys, as absolutely always, happy dueling.